In the heart of London during the summer of 1999, beneath the watchful gaze of historic landmarks, and amidst the vibrant pulse of a city on the cusp of a new millennium, lived a curious young boy named Oliver. At 12 years old, Oliver possessed an insatiable appetite for adventure, his mind always brimming with questions about the world around him. His small flat in Camden Town was filled with the tangible reminders of London's rich history. A jumble of vintage posters, a battered globe that spun tales of far-off lands, and stacks of books that sparked his imagination. Every creaky floorboard in his home seemed to whisper secrets of bygone eras, igniting in him dreams of grand escapades. Oliver's days began with the ritualistic alarm of his ancient clock, its steady tick-tock marking the passage of time as reliably as Big Ben across the skyline. Mornings were spent eagerly devouring a hearty breakfast of toast, marmalade, and a steaming cup of cocoa prepared by his loving mother, Margaret. Margaret was a woman of quiet strength and deep wisdom, who had moved to London from a small coastal village in the north. Her stories of the sea and distant lands were interwoven with the tales of London's storied past, all of which fed into Oliver's growing longing to see the world beyond his familiar neighborhood. One crisp morning in June, with London cloaked in a hazy mist, and the distant hum of the city slowly awakening, Oliver's life began to change in unexpected ways. As he walked to school along the cobbled streets lined with red brick terraced houses and blooming window boxes, he noticed a curious flyer taped to a lamppost. It announced a mysterious exhibition at the British Museum, a display of artifacts recovered from excavations around ancient London. The flyer promised secrets of Roman invaders, medieval knights, and relics of the mysterious past that had long been buried beneath the urban sprawl. With his heart pounding in anticipation, Oliver clutched the flyer tightly, convinced that this exhibition would unlock hidden truths about the very foundations of his city. At school, Oliver's thoughts drifted between lessons and daydreams of ancient Rome, its bustling forums and grand villas. His teacher, Mr. Wellesley, a kindly man with a knack for storytelling, had once said that London was not just a metropolis of concrete and steel, but rather a living, breathing tapestry woven from strands of countless histories. Mr. Wellesley recounted tales of the Roman Londinium, and Oliver sat entranced, imagining himself as a young Roman explorer uncovering lost treasures beneath centuries of dust. That day, as the final bell rang, Oliver set off on his bicycle, the wind catching his hair, and pedaled with fervor toward the British Museum. Stepping through the museum's hallowed entrance, Oliver felt as if he had crossed a threshold into another realm, a world where time blurred and history whispered from every corner. The exhibition was a treasure trove of enigmatic relics, a gleaming shield worn smooth by the hands of long-dead warriors, intricately carved pottery that seemed to tell forgotten stories, and a mosaic depicting a mythic creature that stirred Oliver's curiosity. He wandered among the displays, each artifact a silent storyteller of lives lived in eras far removed from his own. In a secluded alcove, Oliver discovered an object unlike the others, a delicate, silver locket etched with mysterious symbols. The locket, though small, radiated an aura of quiet mystery. As he held it in his hands, a shiver of excitement ran through him. Something about its craftsmanship and the aura it exuded made him believe that it was not merely an artifact, but a key to a hidden narrative awaiting rediscovery. Determined to learn more, Oliver sought out the museum curator, a slender man with sharp eyes and an air of quiet authority named Mr. Harrington. Mr. Harrington, noticing Oliver's genuine fascination and earnest questions, took a moment from his busy schedule to engage with the young visitor. He explained that the locket had once belonged to a noble family during the Tudor era, and had passed through many hands over the centuries. With each custodian, the locket had gathered layers of stories, secrets, and even whispered promises of love and loss. Mr. Harrington's tales were so vivid that Oliver could almost see the Tudor courts bustling with intrigue, and feel the weight of decisions made long ago. Over the following weeks, the British Museum became Oliver's second home. Each visit deepened his understanding of history and the notion that every object, regardless of its size, held power and mystery. He began to notice details that many overlooked: a faded signature on the back of a painting here, a hidden inscription on a relic there. His notebook filled rapidly with sketches and observations. Oliver found that he could weave narratives that linked disparate historical threads into a tapestry as rich as any fable spun by Mr. Wellesley. One sultry summer afternoon, as golden light filtered through the museum's tall windows, Oliver's sense of adventure took a daring turn. While exploring a seldom visited section of the museum dedicated to London's underground past, he stumbled upon an inconspicuous door tucked behind a row of statues. It seemed out of place in an exhibit that celebrated the well-known histories of London. The door was slightly ajar, and a faint glow seeped through its edges. With trepidation and excitement battling in his chest, Oliver pushed the door open and found himself in a long-forgotten storeroom. Dust motes danced in the beam of his flashlight as he uncovered relics of mystery: old letters, weathered maps, and journals that recounted adventures of secret societies and hidden passages beneath the city streets. Among these forgotten treasures, Oliver discovered a journal that once belonged to an explorer named Edward Blackwell, whose entries detailed a labyrinth of tunnels beneath London that had been used during the tumultuous years of political unrest. The journal described a hidden chamber that supposedly housed a collection of relics from the old world, pieces of history so rare that they could redefine the past. Oliver's heart raced as he imagined that these very tunnels might still exist, silent witnesses to centuries of struggle and triumph. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, he resolved to trace Edward Blackwell's footsteps. That very weekend, armed with a copy of the ancient map from the journal and the silent encouragement of his best friend, Mia, Oliver embarked on an adventure that would mark a turning point in his young life. Mia, a determined and fearless girl with a knack for solving puzzles, had been Oliver's companion on many small adventures. Together, they set off on a quest beneath the bustling streets of London, navigating hidden alleyways and seeking clues that might lead them to the mysterious chamber described in Blackwell's diary. Their journey was not without obstacles. They encountered locked gates, heavy chains and confusing corridors that branched off in seemingly endless directions. Yet, the fusion of their determination and the youthful zest for discovery propelled them forward. In the dim light of a flickering underground lamp, they deciphered cryptic symbols etched into stone walls, symbols that matched those on the silver locket Oliver had discovered at the museum. The realization that their findings might be interconnected sent a thrill through them both, as if destiny had arranged the pieces of a great puzzle. After hours of cautious exploration and moments that tested both their resolve and the limits of their friendship, they finally found themselves before a massive iron door, its surface adorned with intricate designs reminiscent of the locket's etchings. With trembling hands, Oliver inserted the locket into a small, carved indentation in the door. For a long, heartbeat-long moment, nothing happened. Then, with a deep rumble that echoed through the tunnel, the door slowly swung open to reveal a secret chamber bathed in the soft glow of hidden lamps. Inside, the chamber was an enchanting sanctuary of relics and documents, each item a testament to London's layered history. There were artifacts from Roman times, sketches from medieval scribes, and a collection of personal effects from notable figures long gone. At the center of the room stood a grand table, covered in dusty tomes and mysterious manuscripts. As Oliver and Mia moved carefully through the chamber, they could feel the weight of history pressing in on them. Here, among these silent witnesses of time, they sensed that every item held lessons of the past, waiting for someone with the curiosity to listen. That discovery became the cornerstone of Oliver's mission. He vowed to uncover not only the mysteries of the secret chamber, but also the broader, multifaceted stories of London itself. In the following months, as the millennium approached with an air of exhilaration and uncertainty, Oliver worked tirelessly, often staying up late into the night to document his findings. He penned essays, drew meticulous maps of the tunnels, and even created detailed replicas of some of the symbolic artifacts he had seen in the chamber. His work quickly caught the attention of local historians and a small but passionate group of amateur researchers who met regularly at the Camden Library to exchange ideas and discoveries about London's obscure past. As the year drew to a close and the city prepared to celebrate the dawn of a new millennium, Oliver's discoveries resonated deeply with both his community and the broader public. His passionate explorations reminded everyone that beneath the modernity of 1999 London, the echoes of history were still very much alive. The secret chamber became a symbol of the city's endless layers, each hidden narrative intertwining with the next, forming a mosaic of human experience that stretched across centuries. On the final day of 1999, amidst fireworks that painted the London sky in vibrant hues and the collective cheers of a city welcoming a new era, Oliver found himself standing in a place that symbolized both the future and the past. In that moment, he realized that his journey was only just beginning. The lessons learned in the shadowed corridors of history had kindled in him a lifelong passion for discovery, for the stories that stitched together human lives across time. Oliver's summer of adventure in London transformed him. He came to understand that every relic, every hidden document, held stories not just of forgotten eras but also of enduring hope and resilience. And as the clock struck midnight on the last day of 1999, with the city erupting in celebration and the promise of new beginnings, Oliver embraced the future with open arms. He carried with him the indelible spirit of a boy who had uncovered a secret world, a London where history and the present intertwined in an endless, captivating dance. Thus, beneath the ancient streets and amidst the thrumming heart of a city on the brink of transformation, Oliver's dreams soared high. His journey had taught him that curiosity was a timeless compass, guiding him not only to the relics of the past, but also to the very essence of life itself. And in that great metropolis where every brick and every shadow whispered a tale, Oliver discovered that sometimes the most profound adventures begin with a single, daring step into the unknown.